Hello everybody and welcome to Geek Actually, episode 68 for the 16th of January 2010. I'm David McVeigh and I'm joined in studio by...
The very sick Joe.
And...
The slightly hungover and hoarse Dave. And by slightly I mean immensely.
Boy, that actually went a little bit better than last week's introductions, didn't it?
Well, at least we fucking know what we're doing this week. What's going on? What? Who? When?
I was trying something different. All right, so in studio, I'm Josh Philpott, as usual, our resident film geek and cynic. How are you?
Yo, not bad. Dave, I may not be playing the cynic today.
Well, maybe not, actually. And Dave Kaziki, our resident gaming geek journalist, writer of Penthouse and General Sexual Deviant.
Yes.
Yep, there you go. Good. And I'm here as usual. You can't get rid of me. I'm always around. All right. So as much as you may want to. All right. This week we are going to have a look at our new usual television section. We're going to talk about the return of Chuck and whether or not it was worth the wait. We'll come back to that, Dave. We're also going to later on give our feature review of Peter Jackson's latest opus, The Lovely Bones,
or not an opus, as
or
you would
not,
like to call
not
it.
as much of an opus as I
of Peter Jackson's new anus, The Lovely Bones.
We'll come back to that in more detail as well. Sony promises a rebooted Spider-Man
Go Web, go.
in 2012. So that's
Pachoo.
So that's the plan at this point, is that Spider-Man will be rebooted by Sony Pictures in 2012. God help us. All right, the second piece of news, which I think is actually fascinating, and I'm going to have to start this probably with...
Sorry, the chat room's saying, are you mad at Peter Jackson because he stole your beard?
No, I'm mad at Peter Jackson for a whole different reason.
Actually,
do you realize
Biscotti misspelt that, and it says
bread.
Your bread.
I worked out where he was at. I'm kind of worried, though, if Beardy does shave on Monday, because I think that, like Samson, the beard might be the source of all his geeky power.
That's what I'm worried about.
And when it disappears...
Maybe I shave it into a goatee as a test run.
Could you do like a 70s porn mustache? I reckon that would be...
Oh, drooping right down to here.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I saw one of the dudes... I'm going to put a picture up if I can
Shave
find it.
half of it.
One of the dudes at the Bioshock thing yesterday had the awesomest fucking like handlebar mustache, where it was handlebars here and it actually went down about here, plaited.
Viking style.
Oh man, it was fucking awesome. I looked at him and was like, Beowulf, let's fucking go.
Well, it failed. Big time. Absolutely big time. Leno hasn't been getting the ratings that he wanted, and everybody is turning away because it's prime time, and they would all much rather go off and watch House and all the other shows that are on at that time.
Sorry, what was that show you mentioned?
Hey, whatever. The Conan O'Brien show doesn't suit the Tonight Show audience. They're much more...
It's not funny.
Well, no, it's just that they're much more the late nights.
Hey.
No, I think Conan's got some funny...
Back off, man. Don't make disparaging remarks.
No, look, I think Conan's got some funny stuff, but it's a much more juvenile form of humor. It really appeals to the college crowd, the stoner crowd. Woo! Put them on late at night and so forth. The Tonight Show crowd didn't like him, and the Tonight Show crowd were turning away and going to Letterman in droves, basically.
Wait a minute, can you just... Let's just switch over to Paul. How's it going?
All right. I finally watched it.
Oh, yeah. Was the force strong with strong?
For our audio listeners, I'm holding up Body of Lies on Blu-ray.
I gave him a physical challenge to watch it last week because he told me that there was no... he hadn't seen Body of Lies as yet.
No, I hadn't seen Body of Lies yet, and I have to say that I really, really, really enjoyed it.
I think how good is fucking Mark Strong, man? Steals the whole damn
Mark
movie.
Strong is really good, and
that's right, my dear.
I got to say, I even liked Russell Crowe.
I know Russell
because
Crowe.
Do you know why I like Russell Crowe?
Because he was the fat, obnoxious, ugly American.
He plays a pig.
Yeah.
And you know what? Russell Crowe needs to spend his entire career playing pigs because he is quite frankly, best suited for that role.
Yep.
With Chuck was actually hit the axing block. Basically, it was not going to return. They basically said this series is over. The fans got together and went ballistic and basically had the massive campaign to save Chuck. And one of the greatest parts of this campaign, I think, was with Subway, where they actually said all the fans got together on their own and basically said, everybody go to a Subway on the day that the last episode airs. Buy a Subway roll and then fill out one of the cards and basically just write on the customer feedback cards and just write Save Chuck. And basically this was this huge groundswell campaign where everybody went to Subway and put in Save Chuck cards into the Subway. Anyway, they managed to get it saved. NBC did, after lots of umming and ahhing, bring it back. But they did say that they were going to bring it back as a mid-season show. So it was going to come in after the Winter Olympics.
And have with a significantly slashed budget.
That's right, and have a massive budget. They were actually talking about removing characters. And as it turns out, yes, they have removed characters.
And it is quite noticeable that they have slashed the budget.
It is, and we'll have a look at this. I've got a slightly abridged, I had to bridge it down because it was actually 4 minutes long. This is a slightly abridged promo for Chuck Season 3. So have a look at this.
All I can say is, Yvonne,
you can do anything. I've seen you in action.
But look, I really, at the end of the first episode, I was sitting there thinking, what the fuck? And I felt a little bit lost. You could see the drop in production values, and some of the scenes really looked like they were on a Hollywood set. You really got that feeling. Then, right at the end of the second episode, and I'll go into a breakdown of it with you in a minute, when he did the big reveal of why he wanted to become a spy and all of that, it pulled me back.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I lost faith, but you've regained my faith now. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be fucking awesome.
This is what I was actually about to say. The thing that I found with it was that the first 2 episodes I found quite weak. I thought they had moments. I thought Casey had moments. You know, Adam Baldwin's legendary.
I mean, all he does is he's just got the mean, what is it, chagrin. He's just,
yeah.
And he's just, I mean, there's a scene in it where he's on a fucking minigun in a helicopter, and he looks like a pig in shit. He's just grinning from ear to ear. He's just like, yeah.
Once again, that's actually one of those scenes where those production values really falls down because that scene looks really roughly put together.
Yeah.
It looks really tacky. You know, you sit there and go, Chuck never used to look like that, you know? Now, the Lovely Bones. Now, God, this is where it gets difficult because I cannot pronounce her goddamn name at all, and I'm going to massacre this. I was hoping Josh or somebody would have a pronunciation of this name for me, but I've lost my page too. The Lovely Bones is basically Peter Jackson's adaptation of. Here, I've actually got the book right here. Here you go. The adaptation of.
Spoilers will be through the whole thing. Sorry,
the novel by Alice Sebold. There we go. The novel's a bestseller. Lots of people have raved about how good this book is. My wife bought the book. She's about to start reading it. After seeing the movie, I got to tell you, I actually really want to read the book because I'm curious now about what was seen in this book for Jackson to make this film. Because as far as my encapsulated review goes, I'll go first this time. I actually did not like this film very much. I didn't hate it. And, you know, I will watch it again on DVD, and then if we gave ratings, I would give it about a 2.5 or 3 stars. Right down the middle, you know, you sit there and go, it's nothing but. As far as I was concerned, it was a Hallmark made-for-television movie with moments of genius.
I decided to have a look at Rotten Tomatoes because I know that you were saying it has a very low score, and it's interesting because the consensus point is actually the thing I like the most about the film. And look, I know that I'm going to be alone on this one, and I'm already gearing myself up. All I ask is that you guys take it relatively easy on me. I am very sick.
Wrong.
Actually, let's lay down some ground rules for this one because this is going to be interesting because there is a lot to talk about. Let's not just tear each other down for the sake of tearing each other down.
No, actually, to be honest, I'm very intrigued.
I'm fascinated by it,
to see what Josh has to say because for once Beardy and I are in agreement. Actually, for once I'm in agreement with one of these guys, which is amazing for me to watch a film and do that.
Look, I mean, being the cynic, I went into it with the lowest of low expectations, and I think after talking to Dave, my opinion of the film has fallen quite a bit to what it was when I walked out.
He shoots, he scores.
Only because his points are valid, and I'm not going to shoot him down.
In the meantime, go see more movies. You don't see enough movies, and all of life's questions are answered in the movies. And we will catch up with you more next week with Up in the Air. Bye, guys.
Seacrest out.